Daddy, daddy, you bastard. I'm through. No, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this. Please don't misquote me and say, oh, MYC Podcast, Sir Yahya is saying that about his father. This is a poem by Sylvia Plath. The name of the poem is Daddy. And I wanted to share this poem with you today because previously when I made the video about growing up in fatherlessness, the effects of an absent father on the child, I received some of the mails, some of the WhatsApp messages saying, oh sir, this is too extreme, you're saying this, but we don't know, I mean, this sounds very extreme. How can this be? How can you hate your father so much just because a father is physically absent or is absent? You know, kids don't do this. We still love our parents. I'm not saying that the child doesn't love the parent. They always do. And that is what creates the complexities in the psyche of these children who come from broken families, who grow up in broken families, who grow up fatherless. And so I wanted to share with you one specimen. This is by Sylvia Plath. Let's look at her feelings. She grew up in fatherlessness. She grew up fatherless. Let's look at her feelings and how those feelings translated into her own life, how it ruined her own life. I mean, it should be interesting for you to look at. And for those of you who are students of literature, you might learn a thing or two. So, yalla, bismillah. This is Poetry Foundation. I'm not showing you my book of Sylvia Plath because I guess I can't show it online. So this is a website. This is Poetry Foundation. They have rights. They get rights before publishing the poetry. So it's all well and good, and it's just one poem that I'm showing. So let's go through this poem and let's see what Ms. Sylvia Plath, late Sylvia Plath, had to say. You do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or achoo. Daddy, I've had to kill you. You died before I had time. Marble heavy, a bag full of God, ghastly statue with one great toe big as a Frisco seal and a head in the freakish Atlantic where it pours bean green over blue in the waters of beautiful Nauset. I used to pray to recover you, do. In the German tongue, in the Polish town, scraped flat by the roller of wars. But the name of the town is common. My Polak friend says there are a dozen or two. So I never could tell where you put your foot, your root. I never could talk to you. The tongue stuck in my jaw. It stuck in a barbed wire snare. Itch, 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 itch. I could hardly speak. I thought every German was you, and the language obscene. An engine, shuffling me off like a Jew. A Jew to Dachau, Auschwitz, Belsen. I began to talk like a Jew. I think I may well be a Jew. The snows of the Tyrol, the clear beer of Vienna, and not very pure nor true. With my gypsy ancestress and my weird luck and my tarot pack, I may be a bit of a Jew. I've always been scared of you, with your Luftlaff, your gobbledygoo, and your neat mustache and your Aryan eye, bright blue. Panzerman, oh you, not God, but a swastika, so black no sky could squeak through. Every woman adores a fascist, the boot in the face, the brute heart of a brute like you. You stand at the blackboard, Daddy, in the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin instead of your foot, but no less a devil of that No, not any less the black man who bit my pretty red heart in two. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die and get back at you. I thought even the bones would do. But they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue. And then I knew what to do. I made a model of you, a man in black with a Mein Kampf look and a love of the rack and the screw. And I said, I do. So Daddy, I'm finally through. The black telephone's off at the root. The voices just can't warm through. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year, 7 years, if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, Daddy, you bastard. I'm through. So, this is the poem by Sylvia Plath, and you can feel the intensity with which she speaks, the intensity of hatred, the intensity of her emotions. And at the same time, she is wanting to be with her daddy, but because the daddy is absent, the father is absent, she can't be. Now when she says, Daddy, I've had to kill you, you died before I had time. What does this mean? It means that that as a figure, that as a patriarch, she had to kill him. She had to negate his presence as a patriarch. But he died before she had time. Before she could express that, she could go and say, Daddy, I'm through. He died physically. She was 10 when he passed away. Right? She says that herself. And here she says, in the picture I have of you, a cleft in your chin instead of your foot, but no less a devil for that. No, not any less the black man who bit my pretty heart in two. Her heart was broken as a child. This is the effect of a fatherless household. This is the effect of the absent father on the child. And this is a female child. Remember, I showed you the book by the psychiatrist, and she talks about these things, and here you see them. You see them happening to Sylvia Plath. I was 10 when they buried you. At 20, I tried to die, suicidal, and get back to you. In one of the books, in one of the scripts, I think it's back at you, and get back at you. I might be mistaken, but get back to you. I thought even the bones would do, meaning I curled with your bones. That is the level and intensity of a female child's wish to be with her father. But they pulled me out of the sack and they stuck me together with glue. A Frankenstein, freakish monster. And if I've killed one man, and now the effects in her own relationships of this broken home. If I've killed one man, I've killed two. The vampire who said he was you and drank my blood for a year, 7 years if you want to know. She's talking about Ted Hughes. She's talking about her husband. In fact, the poem, if you look at the original manuscript, the poem was written exactly after 7 years of her marriage with Ted Hughes. So she's talking about Ted Hughes. She's saying 7 years if you want to know. Daddy, you can lie back now. There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They're dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, you bastard, I'm through. The sad part here is that she could never be through. She could never be through. That's why she keeps saying it. She says it times and again that I'm through, I'm finally through. I've had to kill you, and now I'm finally through, but she'd never be through. I just wanted to show you guys this. I just wanted to share it with you so you can also study this in the light of my previous podcast about the effects of fatherlessness on the psyche of children, especially on the psyche of female child. So I leave you guys with it. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you search on Google, if you search on YouTube, you'll find this poem in the original voice of Ms. Sylvia Plath, and that's a treat, that's a delight to listen to. So adios, till the next time.